Mrs. Robinson, heaven holds a place for those who pray. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey.
Hi everybody, bienvenidos, and welcome to our virtual happy hour. Today we're going to take you on a tour through Liquid Mexico to discover some of the best cocktails inspired by Mexico and its amazing culture. We begin our tour in Mexico City with the great Joseph Mortera in Café Ocampo. Then we're going to hop back over to New York City to visit Nacho, Jimenez, and Maxime Belfand. And finally, we'll end this virtual happy hour with Claudia Cabrera and her amazing all-female bar staff at Caito del Valle. We hope you enjoy this journey visiting some of the most talented bartenders that Mexico has to offer. These coveted bartenders have dedicated their career in elevating Mexican drinking culture and showing this incredible diversity that Mexico has to offer to the world. Stay tuned, grab a drink, y que viva Mexico!
Mexico City. Exciting, colorful, and vibrant. This city is not for everyone, but what is certain is that no other place has this amount of magic. Mexico is a land in constant evolution, struggling to grow, define itself, and adapt. And its capital, located in the heart of the Mexican Valley, is a living manifestation of that endless search for identity. Mexico City is the political, economic, social, academic, cultural, entertainment, and fashion hub of the country. In one sentence, Mexico City has it all. It stands apart from other Latin American capitals and can be compared to some of the most important metropolises in Europe and in Asia. Mexico's wide range of culinary offerings have created many universes occurring simultaneously within its four cardinal points. There's always something to discover and always a place to go. This is a city in an eternal rush with a vibrant energy. It's the meeting point for fresh ideas and subcultures. It is also chaotic, unpredictable, contradictory, but it's the city's attributes and flaws that keep this incredible capital breathing.
Mexico City is this amazing metropolis, and despite the speed with which the city moves, you can still find pockets where time really stands still. One of those pockets is the Cuauhtémoc neighborhood that's home to Café Ocampo, one of my very favorite new bars that has a very special offering in the city. In 2019, pioneer Mexican bartender founded Café Ocampo with his partners, an all-day cafe and cocktail bar that has now become one of the most iconic cocktail bars in Mexico City. This incredible all-day drinking culture that Joseph and his partners have established in Mexico have landed them a spot as a top 10 nominee for Best New International Cocktail Bar at the Spirited Awards 2020. Joseph has been a brand ambassador across Latin America, and he's really led and inspired Mexican bartenders all around the world to think very big and bring their culture to life.
Hi guys, how are you? My name is Joseph. Thank you, Camille, for the introduction. I'm very honored to be part of this project that Tales of the Cocktail is doing, of doing this live transmission, but also transmitting knowledge about Mexico, their liqueurs, their local ingredients. We are here in Café Ocampo. This is my bar. I am part, obviously, of a great movement of bartenders from Mexico City. And Café Ocampo recently opened almost a year ago, and it's been really, really great for the Mexican industry, for myself.
Oh, brillas y brillas tan lindo y brillamos juntos entre pestañas. Divina, divina sonrisa, abrazo de luna llena.
The concept of Café Ocampo is it's a big concept. It's I believe it's the first bar in Mexico City very focused on Amaros and in Bermuds. So we try to gather what we can, because in Mexico, unfortunately, we don't have many brands of Amaros or many brands of vermouths, but we manage the way we can to get some brands on the menu. And at the end, it's a bar focus on the concept of immigration as well, from Italians emigrating to U.S., in this case to Veracruz, which is a state very close, well in front of the Gulf of Mexico, where a lot of Italians and a lot of Europeans arrived many years ago and established and grow their families. Myself, I'm a kid from those families, so my grandfather is an Italian immigrant that arrived to Mexico City, and that's why I always wanted to honor the legend of my grandfather doing an Italian bar. And that's where the main idea pop up, and me and my business partners started this business almost a year ago, and it's been really great for the Mexican industry, for myself, and I believe for a lot of Mexican brands that are having a big exposure here, like Nixta or Abasolo. It's a big concept. It's I believe the first bar in Mexico City, very focused on bars and vermouths. Café Ocampo is inspired in those coffee/bars, Italian bars. I took a trip to Italy recently, and I got in love of those concepts, of the concept of having a coffee and amaro at the same time, or having a very refreshing but bitter cocktail. So I wanted to bring that to the table, and obviously to put a Mexican twist on everything, because Café Ocampo, like I told you, it's based in Mexico City. So what we do in our menu is actually mix those Italian flavors with a pinch of the Mexican culture, and we want to do that in every cocktail we serve in this bar in Café Ocampo. Well, guys, one of the drinks that we were making and still making that helped us a lot during the pandemic, because it was a cocktail made for delivery. It is a bottle and carbonated cocktail made with Nixta and Abasolo, both of them. So I'm gonna show you guys how we do it, and hopefully you can replicate this back home. And I don't know, it's a really good drink, I think. What I was trying to get, it's a very nutty flavor, nutty that you're gonna find in the Nixta flavor. So the cocktail is named My Nutty Friend, and it's basically 25 ml of Abasolo Mexican whiskey, which I'm gonna pour straight into a mixing glass. 25 ml of Nixta, which is a corn liqueur, also in Mexico. We're gonna find a lot of nutty flavors in here. And to complement this, we made a very typical non-alcoholic flavor water. This is made out of the seed of the mamey in Spanish. This seed has a lot of amaretto flavors, nutty, and because it has no sugar a lot, it's only to extend the cocktail. It's gonna make it balance. It's gonna make a balance between the sweetness of the liqueur and the whiskey, and the nutty flavors and amaretto flavors of this water. So we're gonna add 2 parts of this, 50 ml. The way we do it is, it's like making an horchata, which is also very typical flavor water in Mexico. So the way I do it is I granted the nut and I put it on water for 1 day or 2 days to get all the flavors out, and then I strain it very well, so I can have it like clear and with nothing on it. And to finish this, and because in Café Ocampo we are a very big fans of coffee, we're gonna add a cold brew. We're gonna add 20 mils. And just to keep the balance like there, I'm gonna add 5 mils of citric solution, 20:1. So I believe only with a bar spoon will be good. We're gonna add some ice in here. This cocktail could be shake as well. I like to do it on the mixing glass, so I don't get a lot of bubbles right there, because I'm gonna add only a small percentage of dilution, because then I'm gonna pass it to a bottle and I'm gonna carbonate it, and I'm gonna keep it on the fridge for a couple of days. Let's see how it tastes. It's really good. I think you guys are gonna enjoy it. So once it is dissolved, like I told you, I'm gonna pass it to an empty bottle, clean empty bottle, and then we're gonna carbonate. Once we have the solution, the dilution ready, we're gonna pass it into an empty bottle that we have here already disinfected. And carefully, this is not carbonated yet, but I'm gonna show you how we pass it. We carbonate it on the back of the house, but because this is the magic of the internet, I'm gonna show you one that it's already with the gas, with the carbonation, and the only thing we have to do is to close it. And then it's ready. So we keep it on the fridge for a couple of days so all the flavors can blend, and then it's ready to serve for the customers. This is our naughty friend, made out of Nixta liqueur and Abasolo Mexican whiskey. Well guys, for the final service to our customers, the way we do it in Café Ocampo is we have our pre-batch bottle, carbonated, and in an old-fashioned we just add 1 or 2 ice. Obviously open our bottle and then just pour. This is a cocktail to share, or actually it has 2 potential serves in each bottle, so it's good if you wanna chill. It's a very low LBB. It doesn't have a lot of alcohol on it. And just to end the cocktail, what we do is we do caramelized corn ribs. We burned it and put a little bit of caramel on top. And just for the aroma, a discarded lemon twist just for aroma. Yeah, this is our naughty friend with Nixta and Abasolo Mexican whiskey. Thank you guys. The way we try to bring the Mexican flavors into our cocktails, it's very simple, because we try to do it very organic through the flavors of Amaros and Vermouths. So our entire cocktail menu is based on either Vermouth or Amaros, and we try to use lots of Mexican spirits like Mezcal, tequila, bacanora, raicilla, sotol, and obviously the Mexican flavors of the Mexican liqueurs like Nixta, which is a corn liqueur. So the way we do it, or at least the way we're doing it in the drink that we are bringing to you guys at Tales, it's to blend everything, no? Like I told you, in the cocktail, it's a nutty flavor. So the way we do it is to put Nixta, Abasolo, and the piscle water, which is, like I told you before, like it's a water made out of the seed of the mamey, which is a very super Mexican fruit. The Mexican culture has been always recognized as one of the most hospitality ones. And I think during this pandemic, most of the industry in Mexico suffer a lot. So it is very impressive the way how lots of bars, lots of restaurants manage to survive this pandemic, no? In many ways. The way we do it is by doing delivery cocktails, bottled cocktails, carbonated cocktails, cocktails to share, and that's the way we managed to actually pass the worst scenario of this pandemic, and always to bring that hospitality, in this case not in the bar, but bring it to their own doors, to our customer doors. So I think it's been hard, yeah, but I think the worst is over. So it's time to look at the horizon and to make everything better for us, for our industry. So yeah, let's do it. Okay, guys, it's time to say goodbye. No, without saying thank you so much for your time. If you have the time to be in Mexico City once this thing is over, we'll be glad to welcome you in Café Ocampo. Pay us a visit, and with nothing less to say, but cheers.
I just absolutely love Café Ocampo, a little hidden gem in the middle of this gigantic metropolis. And don't tell me you're not looking forward to trying some of those corn cocktails with Nixta and Abasolo. We at Casa Lumbre Spirits are a Mexican spirits company that really seeks to capture and just embody the flavors of Mexico in spirit form. In this way, we can share a little bit of our culture and reach beautiful, exciting places such as New York City, our next amazing stop.
New York City. Not only is this the city that never sleeps, it's also the place where blinking is a waste of time. Every corner is a new world. Every world is a fascinating adventure to discover. Lights, sounds, arts. For decades, New York has been the city where everything begins. This is a result of different communities interacting with each other, bringing something new to life.
And if the city sky scrapers rise over this island, would you be glad to see Manhattan for once? I knew the dream had died, JMZ line, Myrtle and Broadway, but I'd be glad to see Manhattan for once.
New York is no longer just a getaway for immigration. It is now considered a town of invention, a place enriched by its culture blending, a catalyst for creativity, and an economic and fashion capital. An inspiration for literature, cinema, music, and theater, a paradise of flavors, an endless hub of reinvention.
Take it from me, no. Oh, oh, oh. Woo.
This is how Mexican culture clung to the roots of this big metropolis and became part of its essence. The Mexican-American impact on the city that never sleeps is not only tangible, but essential in culinary hospitality and nightlife fields. New York City is home to a community of more than 250,000 Mexicans, distributed throughout neighborhoods located in all directions. Park Slope, Ridgewood, Jackson Heights, and Queens, you name it. Today, Mexican culture is not just a part of New York. It makes up the spicy soul of the Big Apple.
And we'll never be apart, together from the start. Never, never falling back alone. Oh, oh, living life in the city. Oh, oh, it will never be pretty. Oh, 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 we
City. I have such a special place in my heart for this incredible city. This is just the perfect mix of people and cultures, which is exactly the case with our next guest bartenders, Nacho Jimenez and Maxime Belfand. Nacho has spent at least the past 18 years in New York City nightlife, applying his Mexican sense of hospitality to his fiesta, to his good vibes, and his amazing, colorful drinks. Nachito is known for helping to create some of the most memorable Mexican concepts based on Mexican spirits and agave distillates. And by Nachito's side, we have Maxime Belfand, French by birth but Mexican by heart, who spent several years living in Guadalajara and learning how to speak Spanish. He completely fell in love with the Mexican culture. I mean, who wouldn't? Maxime is currently the beverage director for Avroco, the firm behind the acclaimed Ghost Donkey and Saxon and Parole in New York City. On our next stop, we'll visit this dynamic duo, Maxime Belfand and Nacho Jimenez, for a double fiesta cocktail and horchata bachata. Welcome to New York City.
Do, such a simple word, just do. It's harder when it's you. Try to find a solution.
Hi, my name is Maxime Belfand.
And my name is Ignacio Nacho Jimenez.
We're here in New York.
Welcome to our Mexican happy hour.
Vámonos.
Maxi, what are some of the incredible flavors that have inspired you here in New York City?
So in New York, we're very fortunate because New York has everything to offer when it comes to flavor. You can find from different culture pretty much everything you can find in their own country, and it's the same thing with Mexico. We have such an important presence when it comes to the Mexican culture here that you can go to the bodega around the corner and they will sell beautiful avocados and hoja santa, which is like how come? So to me it was something very simple because I lived in the country, I know what Mexican food and flavors are, and I was able to find pretty much everything we wanted. So when we developed cocktails and when it came to flavor, Nacho and I, we would either take a dish, take an idea of a dish, an idea of a flavor that we wanted to work on, and translate it to a cocktail. So it would be taking classic Mexican cocktails. I'm gonna take an example of a margarita, but it could also be a classic American cocktail and adding a Mexican twist on it. So using very unique flavors, and hoja santa was one of them, but we could also use palo santo, we could use different fruit that you can find in Mexico and we actually fortunate to find here. So it was pretty easy to take a Mexican approach to our cocktail menu and get flavors from there, from Mexico.
I think also, Maxime, what ultimately brought us together is that at the core we identified this feeling of brotherhood. As Mexican, we want to take, and when you have an opportunity to welcome people into your home, you really want to take everyone in. You give at the core this very authentic feeling of wanting people to have a good time, and how do you create and shape that experience, is really up to you and all the tools that you have it, but at the core, that feeling to you and to me is the same, and it's, something that this city, it's that you see more in this city than anywhere else. I mean, you see Maxime, someone that is from France, that comes from Algerian father, and that has a completely different upbringing from what I have, coming from Mexico, and that ultimately we're able to, to connect and to find what, to find those things that bring us together, which is ultimately a very, sincere feeling of hospitality. I think overall here in New York, you have an amazing, one of the things that, that we were able to experience with the last project that we were working together at was the sense of community, and how we had this amazing community of, Mexican restaurants, not really, and Mexican restaurants and Mexican anything, not really competing against each other, but being more of a community of people where, those differences and those different offerings made us, stronger and made us more unique and made us more relevant in our approach.
Alright, so we're going to do the horchata bachata, which is a cocktail that I came up with about a year and a half ago, a couple of years ago, that we did for the fall last year. And I got that inspiration going to LA actually, which is another really big city with a very big Mexican community. There's always this thing about, LA has better food than New York, which I don't think so. But anyways, when it comes to Mexican food. But I went to this restaurant and I had this cold brew horchata, and I thought it was incredible. I like horchata in general, but I never had it with cold brew coffee. It was the morning, I was not awake, and that thing was just incredible. And I was like, that's something that could be good for the Ghost Donkey, having this on the menu with a little bit of booze in it. I think it could be something fun and very different. So we came up with this recipe with Nacho, and the result was pretty cool and very unique and very different. We never had something like that on the menu. And all those ingredients are obviously very connected to Mexico. Coffee is a very big thing over there. It's one of the Mexico is one of the biggest producer of coffee in the world. And then we obviously use different ingredients like Abasolo, which is a Mexican whiskey, Nixta, corn liqueur, and then a coffee liqueur mixed with our horchata. So we did a house-made horchata. We wanted to do, we did not want to buy anything. We wanted to make the horchata in a house because it's actually the biggest ingredient in that drink. So using oat milk, we did not want it to have issues with people not drinking dairy, or using almond milk, which it's a big issue with allergies. So oat milk was the best way to go. It has that thickness, beautiful flavor, it goes really well with the whiskey and the coffee. We use a lot of cinnamon, rice. It's quite of a process, but the result was pretty incredible. And we used a different ingredient that's actually not from Mexico but from Southeast Asia, which is pandan, and it's an ingredient that I really love. That has the whole leaf, which is pretty big. What I like about it is got that beautiful nutty vanilla flavor that just bound all the ingredients together in a very beautiful way. So let's do that drink. All right, so we'll start with our shakers and our delicious Mexican whiskey, Abasolo. We'll do an ounce of it. So not too boozy. We don't, it's the kind of drink that we want to have more than once. Then we'll do half an ounce of our delicious Nixta corn whiskey. That's just gonna add a little bit of viscosity to the drink, beautiful corn flavor. I mean, this thing goes in pretty much anything. And then our coffee liqueur. So we'll do half an ounce as well. So this is pretty strong. It's a cold brew base. But obviously coffee is a very important ingredient in this cocktail. So those three base as an alcoholic base, and then we'll do our delicious horchata, house made, a lot of cinnamon in there, a little star anise. We'll do 4 ounces. Beautiful. And then we're just gonna blend the ingredients together a couple of times. No need ice at the moment. This drink is gonna be served in crushed ice, so the dilution will be done once it's in the glass. So we'll start with our pandan leaf. And crushed ice. And this is where the cocktail is gonna go. I'm going to give it a little extra love so we have enough dilution. A touch more, and then we'll top it up with more crushed ice. Once we have that, we're just gonna sprinkle a little bit of freshly ground coffee for the flavor. And this is our horchata bachata. Salud.
All right, everyone, for our second cocktail, we're making a cocktail called Double Fiesta. As you can tell, it's a Spanglish name. Basically, there's two different nationalities making a double fiesta. For the base of this cocktail is basically a whiskey sour. So for that, we're using the Abasolo whiskey, which is a corn whiskey. We're gonna also use the Nixta, which is also a corn liqueur. And to reamp those flavors of the corn, we're gonna use a little bit of the Islay whiskey from Scotland, just to bring that smokiness and sweetness together. We're gonna use some more of that corn syrup, mix it all in with a little bit of lemon and an egg white, just to make it look frothy and beautiful. So we're gonna start using the Abasolo whiskey and pour 1.5 ounces of the whiskey. Amazing. We're going to do 1/4 ounce of the Nixta liqueur.
There you go.
Boom.
It's the beginning of a fiesta. The beginning of it.
We're also going to use the Smoky Islay whiskey, and we're going to use 1/2 ounce of that.
There you go.
We're going to add some of the corn syrup and use 0.75 ounce of the corn syrup. And then we're gonna use our lemon juice, and we're gonna use 3/4 ounce of that lemon juice as well. We're gonna even reamp those flavors a little bit more and put 5 dashes of allspice ram and an egg white. We're gonna do a dry shake, or Maxime shakes really hard, so he can go either or.
Yeah, fiesta with ice first, with a smile. Tu turno. ¿Agarrar este?
Yeah.
Agárralo.
A little bit of reverse shaking.
Eso, papá.
And we're just gonna, use some of those same corn elements, and we just burn a little bit of the corn leaves and top it up with that. That's the double fiesta.
Maxi, I look at you guys together, and you two really are the double fiesta. How do you name your cocktails and give these incredible fun concepts to horchata, bachata, double fiesta?
I think, so, it's something about the cocktail that we've created is like, again, taking a classic and then charge it with happiness, a little steroid here and there. And that's the beauty of the Mexican culture, is like happiness. Let's have a little whiskey, no?
Sí.
Toquecito.
Yeah, nada más
aquí.
poquito.
Uno para mí también, ¿no?
Yep.
Vámonos.
It's like, bringing both parts of the world, Spanglish, it's something that it's very, in Mexico for some reason it was looked down for a long time, and now it's slowly getting back into their culture. But I felt like, when I was growing up, being a pocho, that's what we used to be called, was to look down, was to people that will spend some time in the US and will come back and forget, to say certain terms in Spanish will be looked down. But to me, as I spend more time here in the US, that was like, well, it's actually making me better, as a person, to know how to say things in 2 languages and to mix them together. That to me is like kind of very unique and very, and it's not like, you can tell when a word has been created by someone that doesn't understand the English or Spanish completely, either one of them, or by someone that really understands. Like a pocho is really someone that is fluent in both languages and can create the SAC and coin the SAC term, so it doesn't sound very, Americanized. It doesn't sound like it's created by a Mexican American or American Mexican or someone from Mexico that spent a lot of time in America, or the other opposite. And that is like, what we look for, ultimately for people to identify with that, and to, there are words that don't make any sense, but to people that have spent time in between both worlds, they will be like, this is so funny and perfect. Yeah. So even if you don't understand it, it's like, it doesn't matter, we get it, we have fun with it, but let's do it.
Guys, so as restrictions start lifting off and the places start opening up again, where will we be able to find you? What's the next step that you see in your near future?
Well, being able to work again, with him, work again together, bring the team that we had back together, and basically be with people, be with our guests, and create again this atmosphere that we've made, that we created, and have those amazing nights, because this is why we do this job, is to make people happy, serve them, create an experience, and I want them to wake up the day after a little hangover and be like, damn, that was a good night, and I miss that, and yeah, we're looking forward to do that again. Pues gracias a todos, nos vemos pronto, salud papi.
Salud, hasta pronto.
Gracias, Nacho y Maxime. It's so amazing to see how through our people, our flavors, and our culture, we're able to take that inspiration and spread a little piece of Mexico's heart across everything that we do. Amazing job.
From as far back as colonial times, Mexico has experienced an ideological and cultural fusion that is still present to this day. The Great Tenochtitlan was transformed into a settlement territory that has given one of the most important pre-Hispanic cultures to our continent. After important social phenomena such as the independence movement and the revolution, Mexico City was acquiring a greater presence within the social and political organization of the country. These events brought on important Western European immigration, without leaving aside the subsequent settlements of large Chinese, Lebanese, or Hungarian communities. The labor supply drove massive movements from the entire country's provinces, bringing with it its own regional character. The territorial growth of the city also influenced its environments, styles, and personality of each neighborhood. From glamorous, artsy atmospheres to daring underground movements, Mexico City's nightlife became second to none, with a vast offering of styles to keep you awake until the sunrise. Part of Ciudad de Mexico's charm is a result of unstoppable expansion. This has sparked thousands of cultural interactions and the ideological contribution of all kinds of people, leaving a little piece of themselves within this land, waiting to inspire others. Mexico City has something for everybody. What does it have for you?
This diversity of people and creativity is exactly what makes Mexico City such a vibrant and exciting place to live. And that is what we love most about our last stop on today's tour. Bar Caito in Mexico City is aiming to change the face of Mexican hospitality. Tucked away in the fashionable Del Valle neighborhood, this little colorful dynamic bar is female-owned and operated. Our next guest is Claudia Cabrera. She's been named the best bartender in Mexico. She's currently on the list as a top 10 Spirited Awards Best International Bartender, and she is also the National Ambassador for Fernet Branca in Mexico. But her love of her country knows no bounds, and today is all about women and Mezcal.
Hi Camille, thanks for the introduction. I'm Claudia Cabrera. I'm the head bartender at Caito del Valle. I'm proud to be the manager of the badass team of Caito. Caito del Valle is the first bar 100% operated, designed, and managed by females. This October we're gonna be 4 years old and proud of it. We took many risks opening this bar. First of all, we opened in a family neighborhood. So we're like really far away from the bustle and hustle of this crazy city. Well, from the beginning, Kaito was even made by a female architecture. So that's where it all started. I'm proud to call her my sister. And well, I started just with one of the bartenders that are here now, Jaco. And at the beginning it was only 2 of us, and now we're 5 girls in the team. We all have the same job here. We are 5 bartenders, but we are servers, we are runners, we do everything here. We're trying to build a sense of teamwork. So we divide the tips in the same way, we all have the same salary, so we can have like this really good team job. So Kaito means ocean. That's why I'm sitting here with this art on the back. Those are called amas, and the amas are these Japanese girls who go who go diving into the ocean without any gas tanks or anything. They just go down and pick up some pearls and fish and everything from the sea. And I don't know, like from the start, it wasn't like my idea to have like 100% women bar. It just kind of happened, and I love it. As you know, in Mexico, the bar industry is mostly led by men. So this was such an achievement for us. We've been in many nominations in the last couple of years, and I'm proud to say that my bar team has been finalists in many contests now, and hopefully will be more. All of our cocktails are sake based. So we have a huge bar. It's not only Japanese stuff, but what we try to do is play with all the Mexican culture too and kind of tropicalize it. So we can play with all the flavors, all the Mexican distillates we have, as well as the mezcal. On the terrace above us, we have an organic garden where we grow some of our plants. Kaito's terrace. Here we have our organic garden where we grow our sancho leaf, shiso leaf, peppermint, basil, mint, and most of our ingredients. We use them for garnish. We use them in the kitchen too. We share kitchen with Daigo, so we have this traditional Japanese cuisine downstairs. And we try to use most of our ingredients like 2 or 3 times, so we don't waste most of our ingredients. We also try to tropicalize most of the Asian ingredients here, like kumquat, sancho, shiso. Those are like super Asian ingredients, but we grow them here. So, well, this is our garden. Take a good look. It's really nice. Okay, so that helps us to play with the sustainability as well as reusing most of the materials we use here. Like whenever we do our syrups, we take all the scratch from that and we use it in the dehydrator to make some garnishes so we can have edible garnish. We make our own syrups, cordials, jams. Most of the garnishes are made here too. And well, as you know, like lately we had the pandemic situation, so we had to change a bit all of our cocktails. Like they were like super crafted, but since we can't play with the hands in the food anymore, we are trying to keep that as clean as we can. So we created bubble tea cocktails, which are basically bubble teas with a kick. we have this amazing Asian machine where we put our drinks, and we have this cup sealed by this machine, and then we have all the bobas inside. Most of the girls are making our own jellies and bobas, so you can play with that. And these are also in our delivery, the Ninja Delivery, which is our own staff delivering all the drinks to your home on our bikes. Although Kaito is a Japanese cocktail bar, we are really proud to use our own drinks. So we have like a big selection of mezcal, as well as tequila, raicilla, bacanora, sotol, because I mean, all our cocktails are sake based, but I'm really proud to use my own drinks in them. Most of our cocktails are made with Mezcal Ojo de Tigre, which is like our kick-ass mezcal here. And well, it's a fun bar, so we try to use all kinds of ingredients in our drinks, like grasshoppers, avocado, lots of spices, chili, and playing with sake, shoshu, meshu, and a lot of Japanese ingredients too. So it's kind of a mix of our culture with the Japanese one, so the customers here have a different experience when they drink a cocktail. It's like a fun cocktail with really amazing ingredients. And what we try to do is that you have a great time here, and I'm being super serious right now, but like when you come here, it's a fun bar. We want you to feel like you're in home. It's a really cozy, small bar. We also have our dark side, which is the karaoke over there. You're gonna see it in a while. But yeah, we just want you to feel like you're in home, have amazing drinks. The food is really good here because we have an amazing restaurant downstairs. Whenever you come here, you're gonna have to sit in the bar, because that's the best part here, and getting to be served by all the girls here. So we have like a lot of different personalities in the bar. Another risk that we wanted to take was starting the staff from scratch with new girls in the industry, not recognized bartenders, because I was looking for people who wanted to grow with the bar from day one till now and for the days to come. So I'm really grateful for all the girls we have here. It's an amazing team, and hopefully you come and get to know them. When we first started, I only had Jaco as our bartender, and she's been in the industry for 17, 18 years now. She used to work in a lot of mezcalerias, I think like for 10 years or so. And then I kind of stole her from the other place, and I'm proud to have her here in Kaito. She's been here for 4 years now, and I'm proud to see her grow and grow in the industry. She was able to win a national competition. If you come here, you're gonna notice she's like super fun to be with. One of the other girls that's been here for a while is Cynthia. I've known her for, I don't know, maybe 5, 6 years now. She used to work in another restaurant from the same company I used to work with, and I kind of stole her too. She used to work in another bar we opened. We had to close due to some issues there, but well, she used to work there. She worked downstairs, and now she's one of our bartenders too. She's been in a lot of national finals too, and well, now she's our head bartender right now. We have 2 new members here. They have been here for like 6, 7 months. They've been like in a lot of competitions too now. There are babies right now. One of them is Carla, and the other one is Jasmine. I'm better now with a couple of mezcals. Right now we're gonna make a cocktail which is called recipe number 4. So during this pandemic season, we had to reinvent ourselves, and we had to make some new cocktails, create a new menu, which was like RTD cocktails. So for this recipe, what we wanted to do was delivering you a cocktail you could simply put out of your fridge. You could just put a straw in it and drink it. Easy as that. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit of this.
Welcome to Japan Station. It's nice to have you back. Our journey is about to start. Please enjoy the ride. Release yourself. This is wisdom.
All of our cocktails are sake based. Of course, we're gonna have some sake in it. 60 mils of sake, 60 mils of honey cordial, Nixta of course, 30 mils, 30 mils of Ojo de Tigre Mezcal. And we have a tea that's like super traditional in Japan. It's called Mugicha tea, which is a barley tea. This has like this taste of like coffee in the back, so 120 mils of it. This one goes really good with Nixta. I'm gonna try it. Good. Okay, just shake it. One day it just came to me and I was like, okay, let's do some bubble tea cocktails, which is like a really Asian concept. So you have like this really nice mezcal and corny flavor in it. And then we go to the machine so we can seal it if you want to come here. Okay, so we have the cup here. We put it in the cup sealer. We have the cocktail ready to drink. There. Just put it in and enjoy.
Eso, chicas, amazing place and even more amazing cocktails. Caito del Valle is the perfect example of the ladies taking the reins and breaking down the barriers of traditional Mexico, elevating it to contemporary Mexico as we know it today. I want to thank our guest bartenders today for not only sharing their stories and inspiration with us, but for each and every single day elevating the Mexican culture in each drop of every cocktail that they make. This is Camille, and see you next time, hopefully, in Mexico.